Hello, hello, hello. So, I've called upon Jesus to guide this share, and I feel to talk about what is very significant about this day, because this is a day of sort of recalibration. It's a day of getting back in. I see a lot of birds flocking around my aura now as we've just started. It's very fascinating. You know how they like flicker around the aura sometimes? It's interesting when you start to pay attention to what birds are doing and what actually it is sometimes. It's fascinating. So today's a day of looking at what has been on a more of a shorter note, and then, okay, where do I need to course correct in order to move forward? It's one of those days that these 13 cycles that I talked about, and they are sort of the scales that we're working with. And so and based on that, it determines how well did we do, how well did our week go. It's actually, you can actually start to look for evidence energetically whether you go up or you go down in scales of frequency in certain areas, and what you need to tighten, right? Because Gaia will show you through people. And once you know how to read energy like this, which we are inviting, by the way, the only thing you have to do to start is to sign up for this free 28-day consciousness shift. And that is the start to learn all about reading energy. Because reading energy, your own first, so that you calibrate to truth. Once you are in truth, which is the holistic perspective, it's a whole different landscape of reading with your body. And so, for example, I noticed, this is a very good example. I noticed that I did something over here in regards to a purchase, something, and then I received it, made the exchange, received it, and then something was off with the thing. And that was one. And then another time, the same thing happened. And it was both to do with me not paying attention enough about the item that I bought. So if I would be a little bit more clued on and less trusting of Gaia and all of that, right? Because sometimes we can think that, oh yeah, it's Gaia, it's divine. But no, some things are your injection so that you pay attention to it. If you just trust and so many things can happen, you don't read your energy properly. So, and so twice. And then today was recollection day. And for me, it's like, it's very practical. Human behavior. How well are we moving in frequency? That's like one. And so today is one of those reconciliation days, which means look at the days that has gone and then recommit. Okay, where do we need to course correct in order to tighten up our energy so that we are flowing our energy and we are not allowing any other disturbances to come between who I am, who you are, and the body and this expression. That is what is important, to get back into that sacred vessel, this whole vessel. You have to be seated there, right? Resting in your place. You don't have to sit on the edge of your seat. You can sit proud to be you. You are a wonderful being. Be proud of who you are. You've come far. You have gone through many of these cycles. Some of you are familiar sort of with this in sensations and bodily operation just by automatic. But some has also received some training that has sort of allowed for energetic kinks of the energy so that it doesn't flow properly. That is the reason we are providing these Gaia sessions. And so if you haven't already, highly recommend to first of all sign up, and then on the bottom of the email there is a link there that you can book a free energy read where we will read your energy and guide you forward on the best path for you energetically, so that you know where you're at, so that you know what you're dealing with, because that is something that many beings are still fumbling in the blind sometimes with still. And what we are offering here is a guidance back into who you are. It is very much a way back home for many that have been a bit lost about how to work these bodies. It is very helpful energetically to start to align your system to the holistic perspective where you will feel home, like with all of these birds. That's what you will feel energetically. It's that feeling you feel when there is a system outside of just me and the closest around me. There is a system that I can trust out there, even when the world, the affairs kind of seems a bit all over the show. But there is a system outside of that even, that has your back, but it needs your participation to learn how to fully connect with that energy stream and how that works, which is what we're providing. To get started with that, what we recommend is that you start with a free consciousness shift. That is built to move a lot of energy so that you can get clear on your energy and so that you can start the training. So that is what that is. It is very soothing. When you're listening to truth and energetic alignment, it feels very good for the body, because your body will feel nourished, because it finally hears someone speaking sense, its language, right? So it's important to look after these bodies, but then sharpen your focus, because it is about being focused down in these frequencies or up in these frequencies. The further because we are anchoring our soul down, right? So that we can rise. That's how it works. We are landing our bodies, our souls into our bodies. The knower integrated with the feeler, constantly looking after it in full harmony. And that's what these calibrations are, these particular times. And so we're working behind the scenes to set up this whole system so that you can come in and it's sort of like a conveyor belt of getting this information in practice, not just having theory, but actually start to ingrain the habits, the actual habits needed for learning to ride energy like this. It is how it is to truly learn to work with Gaia, right? So that is a process that is so wonderful, because you're getting more and more amazed of the perfection of this universe and how supportive it is to you when you align to it, and when you truly know how it operates and how much you can trust it. But it takes some habits, building some new habits, so that you can I'm trying not to do this, so I'm finding myself like hang on a second there. I find I'm like, this is better. Yeah, because then it doesn't blind you so much, you know. That's I feel like this is like my the coconut water is what people will remember me by. This guy drank a lot of coconut water. Yeah, it's like soul fuel for me right now. Yeah. So that's what we're working on behind the scenes, to really just be something that you can, because we get that it's not what we're speaking of. It is quite a stretch for many, but it's only because you don't have a system of actually, what do I need to do? How do I need to see to get this holistic perspective, to truly get it, right? And that is what we are inviting all of you to partake in, and that is something that will just instill all of the cycles and all of the what to do in each cycle to take full advantage of this energy. Like today, for example, this sort of like reconciliation of how you're doing energetically. These checkups and how to do it and how to correct and what to focus on and getting clear, all of that is what we are inviting. So if you're interested in anything that we have talked about today, you're more than welcome to sign up, like we mentioned, for this free 28-day consciousness shift. All right, that's what we wanted to share. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk to you again in another one. Ciao.